In the first generation born after the fall, two brothers carve out a living in a compromised world. Abel tends the flocks as a shepherd, while his older brother Cain works the soil as a farmer. Both are legitimate, honorable occupations. At an appointed time, known in Hebrew as Miketz Yamim, the brothers bring an offering to God. They both gather the hard-earned fruits of their daily labor to present as tribute. God fully accepts Abel's offering, but he completely rejects Cain's. To an outside observer, this looks entirely arbitrary. Both men did the work. Both men showed up. Both brought physical evidence of sincerity. Because both offerings represented genuine labor, the rejection points to a discrepancy that isn't visible on the surface. It suggests that God is evaluating a metric hidden within the human heart. This diagram illustrates the Hebrew concept of sha'ah, which means to look upon with favor or to regard. Notice the two-step filtration process. God evaluates the condition of the man at the top before he evaluates the gift at the bottom. Abel brings his absolute best portions. He operates on pure faith, trusting God's character and submitting entirely to his terms. The heart filter clears, and the gift passes through seamlessly. Cain merely brings an offering out of religious duty. He attempts to transact with God on his own terms of self-effort. Because the heart filter is blocked, the gift bounces off and is rejected entirely, regardless of its material value. Cain's reaction is immediate. The Hebrew text describes him burning with rage, his face falling in visible disappointment as his pride takes a critical hit. When a person insists on approaching authority on their own terms, rejection rarely produces humility. Instead, it ferments into dangerous, unchecked resentment. God does not abandon Cain to his anger. He steps in with mercy to deliver a crucial, chilling warning about Cain's state of mind. The warning uses the Hebrew phrase chatath robetz. It evokes the image of a predatory animal coiled low to the ground and pressed against the door, waiting for a single opening to pounce. God gives Cain an ultimatum. Cain possesses the agency to do what is right. He is explicitly told he must rule over this predator and actively choose to master it. Cain refuses to repent. He lets his wounded pride fester until it mutates into an uncontrollable urge. Cain ambushes and murders his brother. When God confronts him, Cain deflects with ultimate defiance. Am I my brother's keeper? Unchecked pride severs a person's relationship with the divine, and then it cascades outward, destroying their relationships with the people around them. The immediate consequence of Cain's violence is exile. He is cursed to become a restless wanderer, physically severed from the agricultural ground he once sought to master. By severing his connection to the Creator, Cain loses his anchor to the creation. He becomes navanad, unsteady and unstable. Finding that without a spiritual center, nowhere on earth can truly feel like home. Yet, in a paradox of divine response, God does not simply destroy him. Even in the face of severe judgment and rebellion, God places a protective mark on Cain to prevent his murder in exile. The record of these two brothers reveals that living with God relies exclusively on faith-filled surrender. It cannot be bought with religious performance or works. When reality corrects us, or when life refuses to go our way, do we respond with Abel's humility or Cain's resentful pride? Examine your own hidden motivations before any act of service or worship. Ask whether you are driven by faith or by the desire to earn approval through self-effort. Attempting to force the universe or God to accept our own terms will always leave us wondering, but approaching with humble faith guarantees acceptance.